What's up guys, this is Javelin at English Tutor Hub and welcome back to my channel for another English lesson today. And we're gonna look at the future tense. So we're gonna look at verbs in the future tense, and in particular we're gonna look at the form of going to plus a verb. Alright? Because in English, there are lots of different future tenses. There are about 4 or 5, and this is the first one that we're gonna look at. So, going to plus a verb. Let's get started. So, for example, in this photograph, you can see somebody is washing a car, and here we can say in the future, tomorrow I am going to wash my car. So this is talking about the future, and personally saying I am going to wash my car. So let's look at this structure in more detail. Let's conjugate the verb. So we say, I am going to wash. You are going to wash. He, she, it going to wash. We are going to wash. And they are going to wash. So this is an example of going to, and you should be able to see there is a pattern here. So let's look at this in more detail. So it separates the part out. It separates this part out, and we can see that there are in fact two parts of the structure. The first part on the left, this is the first part on the left, is the present progressive of the verb to go. So if you do not know what is the present progressive is, then I advise you to look at my other lesson. I have another lesson explaining what the present progressive is. So it is the present progressive of the verb to go. So I am going, you are going, he, she, it going, we are going, and they are going. And all of them are followed by the word to, and then the verb in the infinitive. So the base verb. So in this example is to wash. So to summarize, the structure or the form is present progressive of the verb to go plus the infinitive of the verb. So this is the infinitive of the verb, means the base verb. So the infinitive of the verb is to, followed by the verb wash. Alright? So I am going to wash, you are going to wash, and etc. And now let's look at the form of the structure. So we've already seen this on the left. We've already discussed this on the left, the affirmative form. I'm gonna explain it. I'm not gonna explain it. This is the affirmative here. This is the affirmative. The other form is, this is the affirmative, and the other form is the question form. So let's look at the question form. Am I going to wash? Are you going to wash? Is he, she, it going to wash? Are we going to wash? And are they going to wash? So this is just a normal question form. We reverse the order of the subject. We reverse the order of the subject, I with am. So this is the verb to be. Again, you should watch my lesson on present progressive if you don't understand this. So, am I going to wash? Okay, is the question form of I am going to wash. And then we always followed with infinitive form plus the verb. Infinitive form 2 plus the verb, which is wash. And finally, let's look at the negative form. I am not going to wash. You are not going to wash. He, she, it is not going to wash. We are not going to wash. And they are not going to wash. So, the important word here is the word not in the negative form. Why is it negative? How do we change the question to a negative sentence? Or from affirmative to question to negative? We add the word not after the verb to be. Okay? Again, the important word here in the negative form is the word not. So in the negative, we add the word not in between the verb to be here and the word going. Okay? And in I am not going to wash, the verb to be is am. Okay? The word not is in between the verb to be and going. So, going is the present progressive of the verb to go. So, everywhere, in all of this, we add the word not. We add the word not. I am not going. Okay, you have here not. You are not, and not. They are not going to wash. Alright? So we have the affirmative form, the question form, and the negative form. Now, let's look at some uses of going to. So the first main use is an action in the future that has been planned or prepared. So that is in future tense, and we use it to describe. We use it to describe something gonna happen or something going to happen in the future, and we have planned it or it is already prepared. You know it, you planned it, or prepared. It is prepared. So we know it is going to happen. Let's look at some examples. Example here. I am going to visit my grandparents next week. So this is planned. We know that he or she's going to visit grandparents next week. Yeah, she's gonna or he's gonna visit grandparents next week. So it's prepared. We know it's going to happen. So we use going to. So this is going to, and this is the verb to visit. Okay, this is going plus the verb to visit. Example number 2. Tomorrow we are going to watch a movie. So tomorrow is in future and we're gonna watch a movie. So going, we are going, and then we have to watch. So this is the verb in the infinitive form, to watch. And the last example, after taking a nap, he's going to go for a walk. Okay, after taking a nap, he is going to go for a walk. So he is going. This is the going part. This is the going part, and it is followed by the verb in the infinitive, to go. So he's going to go is the verb. And so this is indicating that it is in the future. So again, all of these examples, these 3 examples, are actions which are planned or prepared. All right, they know they are going to happen. Now, let's look at another use of going to. So, another use is a conclusion regarding the immediate future or an expectation. Okay? So, a conclusion of something, the immediate future. So, we can also call this an expectation. So, based something in the present, there is a situation in the present, and from that we know what is going to happen in the future. For example, I can see dark snow clouds. It is going to snow again soon. Okay? Again, I can see dark snow clouds. It's going to snow again soon. The first part of the sentence shows the present. So in the present, right now, we can see dark snow. So because of that, in the future, we know that it is going to snow. So that is what I mean when I talk about a conclusion or an expectation. It is expected to happen that it is going to snow. So because of the present situation in the present, we know in the future that it is going to snow. So we use the future tense. We use going to snow. So going plus the verb in the infinitive, to snow. Another example. John missed the train. He is going to be late. So John missed the train. So because of this, the conclusion is because of this, the conclusion is he is going to be late. Okay, that is the conclusion. He is going is the part of the structure, and the verb is to be. Okay, the verb is to be. He is going is the part of the structure, and the verb is to be. He is going to be late. So that is the two uses of this future tense. Okay, now we're going to look now at some informal version of this. So native speakers often say gonna. Okay, again, native English speakers often say gonna. You probably hear a lot of this in films, movies, on television, or if you know somebody who is a native English speaker, you will hear them say gonna instead of saying going to. For example, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have a sandwich. Is the same as I'm hungry. I'm going to have a sandwich. Alright? So these two sentences here have the same meaning. I'm hungry. I'm gonna have a sandwich. And I'm hungry. I'm going to have a sandwich. Again, so these two sentences here have the same meaning. Alright? So, gonna is the same as going to. So, this is what was changed. This is what was changed. Gonna has replaced going to, and the reason people say gonna is when they are speaking quickly. It is easier to say gonna than going to. Going to is quite long to say when native speakers are saying quickly. Quickly, they say gonna. Alright? But the most important is you should be careful because gonna is not good English. It is very informal. Alright? So be careful. So people often say it is an informal context when you say gonna. Don't forget, gonna is not good English. For example, young people speaking with other young people or speaking somebody in the street. Alright? But you would never say this in a job interview. Gonna, no, don't say this. If you have a job interview and somebody say gonna, then it's not very good. Alright? So it is informal. Used in informal English, and it's usually only in spoken English only. Do not write it. Okay? You shouldn't write gonna. That would be bad if you're writing a letter. For example, you shouldn't write the word gonna. The only time you would write it is when you're quoting somebody. But I have to say, it is very common. You will hear it a lot when you watch television, American television or British television, that you will hear the word gonna a lot. So it is, don't forget that it is a bad English. It is not good English. But it is important that I explain it to you because you hear it a lot and you need to understand it. That if you hear the word gonna, the person is actually saying going to. So it's very informal. Don't forget that saying gonna or gonna here, it is very informal, bad English, but you'll hear it a lot. Let's move on. Let's move on to practice exercise. So exercise 1. Put the verbs in brackets in the correct form using going to. Example here, guys. So the verb in the bracket is rain. It rained. So put it in the correct form using going to. So the correct answer is, it is going to rain. Number 1. So the verb in the bracket is eat. So answer, they are going to eat stew. Number 2. The verb in the bracket is wear. I am going to wear blue shoes tonight. That's the correct answer. And number 3 here, we not helped blank you. Yes, we are not going to help you. This sentence, guys, is a negative form because there is a word not. Yes. So moving on to exercise number 2. Put the verbs in brackets in the correct question form using going to. So question 4. Question number 1. So the correct question is, answer is, are you going to cook dinner? Number 2. Are they going to leave the house? And number 3 question, is she going to take part in the contest? And number 3, guys, we have here, put the verbs in brackets in the correct negative form using going to. So question number 1. Question number 1, we not help. The verbs in the bracket, not help. Correct answer, we are not going to help you. So as you can see here, not is in between the verb to be and going. Okay, we are not going to help you. Number 2 question and correct answer, Jack is not going to walk home. Number 3 correct answer, Sue is not going to share her biscuits. And number 4 correct answer, I am not going to spend my holiday abroad this year. So there we are, guys. That's the end of this lesson. You might like other videos on the screen, and if you want to get a full transcript of this lesson, visit englishtutorhub.com and other lessons that you might interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and leave any questions and comments below. Thanks for watching. See you soon.